Hi everyone, it's Lay. I'm back with another round of swatches of the handmade dot card sent to me by Kim, who is one of my subscribers and an absolute sweetheart for putting all of these dot cards together and sending them to me. Kim, thank you again. I am having so much fun swatching these. If you did happen to miss the first part of this video, I will link it in the description box down below and also in the info card in the top right corner. In that video, I swatched the first 9 Daniel Smith paints without knowing what they were. In this video, I'm doing it more traditionally, which is where it has a voiceover instead of a live reaction. So please let me know down below in the comments if you prefer this or if you want me to try it a different way. This first paint is Indian Red, created with the pigment PR101. I don't have much experience with this color because I do prefer transparent shades for my personal painting style, but this is a very pretty color. It's a very brick red color with a fair bit of a drying shift, as you can probably tell from the wet to the dry swatch, even with all the glare. Quinacridone Burnt Orange, created from the pigment P048, which is quinacridone orange and used to make quite a few different quinacridone gold recreations, is a very transparent, intense orangey gold with this deeper rusty tinge in the mass tone. This is a super pretty color and I'm excited to see Mgram's version of the same pigment, quinacridone rust, which will be in the next video. Spoilers. Sepia is one of those colors I never would have tried if Kim hadn't sent it to me. It's a 2-pigment mix of PBR7, which is used in a lot of different burnt siennas and umber paints, and PBK9, which is ivory black. It's a deep brown, cooler and a bit sort of like this yellowy kind of shade. It's very similar to a raw umber, but it's much deeper thanks to the black pigment. Indigo is a mix of PB60, which is Indian Throne Blue, and PBK6, which is Lamp Black. This is an incredibly deep, smooth, very inky color. I regret that my swatch is way too intense and it doesn't really show the more diluted versions of this color, but this is definitely a paint that I want to play around with more. Carbazole Violet, created with the pigment PV23 red shade, is Daniel Smith's version of my beloved Dioxazine Purple from Mgram. This is an incredibly deep purple in the mass tone, almost black, that dilutes into all these different shades of vivid purples, leaning on the cooler side. I love purple and this color is just my absolute favorite paint, and I am so happy to have been able to try out Daniel Smith's version. The super deep, moody Perylene colors are all ones that I really want to add to my collection, so I'm very grateful to Kim that I got a chance to try Perylene Green. Created from PBK31, or Perylene Black, this color is nearly black in the mass tone, very similar to Dioxazine Purple, but when diluted it goes into all these different shades of desaturated green. This color is so incredibly intense, and I absolutely love it. Cobalt Blue, created from PB28, which is the pigment Cobalt Blue, is very similar to Ultramarine Blue, but it is lighter and a bit cooler. It's a bright primary blue with granulation. It's very much like a sky blue. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this color, but I think I can see how it would definitely be useful if I did a lot of landscapes. Ultramarine Blue, created from PB29, which is the ultramarine blue pigment, is basically the perfect primary blue. It's warmer than the Cobalt Blue and has a lot more deepness. It's also granulating, but it is a fairly subtle granulation. When you think of a Crayola blue crayon, this is the color. This is like default primary blue. And then we have Pyrrol Red from the pigment PR254, which is an incredibly rich, very warm red color, like a fire truck red color. This is like the primary red to match that primary blue we just looked at. This is so rich that my swatch initially looked way too deep, so I tried to fix it and I ended up with something that kind of dried a little awkwardly, which is my fault, not the fault of the paint. This is a very stunning color that I only have in my Shinhan PWC line, so I may have to add this one to my wish list too. Okay, Mayan Orange is strange. There's no pigment with this one. According to the Daniel Smith site, it's created, quote, using methods derived from ancient Mayan chemistry. Either way, this is an orangier, intense color similar to the Pyrrol Red, but it does have sort of a weird texture, which I think you can see in the dried swatch. This was definitely a unique color to try. Neutral Tint is another one of my favorite colors, and I'm so happy to try Daniel Smith's version. This is created from a 3-pigment mix of PBK6, which is Lamp Black, PV19, which is Quinacridone Violet, and PB15, which is Phthalocyanine Blue. This is also the same mix seen in Holbein's version, which is the version I have. And I do find Holbein's feels smoother, and it's also considered more staining, but it could be that I did a really bad job swatching this one. The last color, Deep Scarlet, is created from PR175, which is Benzimidazolone Red. Dang, I probably just butchered that pronunciation. According to handprint.com, Daniel Smith offers the only commercial source of this pigment. This is a deep red that leans kind of slightly brown, so it's a very rusty color. This is a very beautiful color, though I did find it had quite the drying shift. It felt a lot redder when I was swatching it. That was so many paints to try to swatch in one video. I tried to go through them as quickly but efficiently as possible, so hopefully I didn't miss anything. I can English. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video and do consider subscribing. I create new art-related videos every week, usually on Fridays. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!